just another little video, more or less based on the cb125 RS today, which I haven't posted a video about in quite a while. Mostly because it had really tried my patience and I was kind of fed up. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I could have just brought it to somebody else and let them sort it out, everything else, but I really bought the bike because I wanted to learn more about them and be able to work on them myself. So this is it as it sits at the moment. You can see that it's been sitting a while. The wheel's gone flat. Bits of the work that I'd done will probably need to be redone now as it's getting dusty. I have had it covered over with a sheet. You'll see that the parts are mounting. I've got a load of parts for this bike now, and one particular one that I didn't think you could get now. Hold on, I'll show you. Was a brand new clock, and this is brand new, 0 miles. But unfortunately, when it turned up to me, I don't know if you can see that. That's not a scrape, that's a crack. So the plastic was cracked when it came to me, and I am going to have to send it back. I think it's cracked anyway. It might just be a scrape. Either ways, it doesn't look good. For a brand new piece, it shouldn't be there, and it's going back. Anyway, that's one piece that I got. I did try another piece of I think it's a GL125 for the sprocket cover, but it's not the same, unfortunately. The screws do fit, but it's a bit shorter and there's a gap, so it's no good. I got a load of little tiny bits like engine mountings and that sort of thing, and you'll see them in this box here. There's a rake of them there, tank mounts, and they're all brand new pieces of a bike that only had like 500 miles on it or something like that. It was an insurance job, so your man was parting it out, and I got quite a few bits off that bike. I got this tank, a tiny dent there, but not very bad. That's the only dent that's in it, and it has been repainted, but I can sort that out. I got a new ignition with keys that fit. The keys fit all side panels and the helmet lock, which is brilliant, and also fits the fuel tank. Now I'm going to show you the fuel tank. So inside the fuel tank, you'll see that that's not bad at all. That's quite a clean tank, so I'm happy with that. But if I leave it sitting too long, it mightn't last, might not stay like that. So I'm going to have to find a way of keeping it like that, maybe coating it in oil or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody who knows more than me can comment on that. But this is as it stands at the minute. You know, you've seen the bike. For anyone that's been following the videos, you've seen it. You've known the problems that I've been having with it. So the good news, well, what I feel is good news, I don't know yet. I'm going to check it out. Maybe not tonight. I need to get a day at it where I can pull all these bikes. Look, this is a shed full of bikes now. And my bench is just a mess. I can get at nothing. So I'm going to have to get my stuff together and clean this place up a bit. But maybe Saturday, if I get a chance, I'll get at this bike. I was doing a bit of looking up today on the old interweb, and you know how much looking up I've been doing about this to figure out this problem. And I came across a problem that was relatively simple, which I figure this is, that I never thought about before. And I nearly have this bike here, and the symptoms seem to be pretty coherent with what's going on with the bike. So I'll just give you a quick reminder for those who are maybe watching this video and haven't watched the rest and you don't know what's going on with this bike. It will run. it'll start and it will tick over, but the minute you give it any throttle at all, it will die and it will literally foul the plug, and it will not start again because the plug is soaked. And the plug is very black, which indicates to me that it's mixing oil with the petrol. But it couldn't be to do at the bottom end where the rings are, because they're brand new rings, brand new piston, and I've put 2 barrels onto this bike and I've changed the piston rings twice, so it's definitely not that. I thought it might have been spark timing, set that about 6 times, no go. Set the timing itself about 6 times, no bueno, no go. Could not figure out the problem. I replaced a valve seat, the intake valve, and the valve seal. Now, I've not worked enough at bikes to know the symptoms of something when it comes along, but I figured out today that valve seals, if the valve seal goes, it can, if it's bad enough, foul up the plugs and give symptoms like what I've been getting with this bike. Now, I thought it was the head, and I thought it lacked in compression. This is another thing I need to go about a video again about. I bought a compression tester, as some of you will know. Here it is. This was a cheap compression tester from a site. It wasn't bought from eBay, it was from a garage site. And no matter what engine I tried it on, it was giving me a very low compression. It was a cheap one. So I decided to look up about cheap ones, and lo and behold, I found out that, yeah, they can give a lot of false readings and stuff, so, junk. So I went and bought another one, and I bought one that's a really good make, trusted make, and I haven't tested this bike with it yet, but I have tested this one, and this one's given a higher reading. This one's given about 120 PSI with the one that new one that I bought, and it's given about 50 with this one. So I know that this compression tester has been telling me lies. Anyway, that's what made me figure out was the head, so I went and bought a new head. 2 new heads actually. One spare engine that the head came on, and the head was no good, so I went and found another one on the internet, so I have another good head there. Only to find out that it might be something as simple as just a valve seal. Not going to be looking at it tonight, but I'll be having a video coming very soon if you keep yourselves up to date with myself here on my channel, and we'll look and we'll see if that's the story. And I'm going to change the valve seal. I have another one here which I never fitted to the exhaust side because I never had a valve compressor to take the exhaust valve out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit it, and I'm going to lap the valve as well and see if that's going to make us a big difference here. And some of you are going to say, well, why don't you just fit the head that you bought onto the bike? Well, yeah, I could do that, but then I wouldn't know if that was the problem, and I wouldn't have the experience to know again if that's what the problem was. So I don't mind putting in the time to find out on this, because I can diagnose it for other bikes then if I have them. So as far as it goes right now, that's the story with the cb125 RS. I did get some other bits and pieces which I said other days on my channel, but for those of you who haven't been following, an original front wheel. Now the spokes are pretty rusty, but the only part that I need is the middle hub and the speedo, which I have, and I think I can work with this. But I find out then when I look at this here wheel that it's not dissimilar. It's definitely not dissimilar to, I mean, it's probably the same wheel actually. Anyway, that's an original RS wheel. I also got original RS forks. I got a set and I got one on its own. Maybe some seals will need replacing on them, I'm not sure. But they're here anyway, and I have them now. So, and I know nothing about air forks, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Working on them, because they're different than normal forks, I believe. Hopefully I can figure it out. That's that. And that's about it. Oh yeah, the only other thing is that I got, ta-da, another new work light. Reason being that the other one that I bought was cheap shit, to be honest, and it wasn't giving me enough light when I needed it. This is a 2000 lumen light, just a little job, Parkside, you know, but Parkside, in my opinion, has some good stuff, and I'm just going to show you how bright it is. I mean, shed lights off now, and this is what we're seeing. It's pretty good. I mean, if I was to uncover the bike and let's say we were working on something down here, I'd be happy enough with that light. Definitely so. So that's going to help a lot, and it's rechargeable, and don't have to go replacing no batteries or nothing. So that's it. That's what's going on with the cb125 RS, and it's probably going to be the next video you're going to see is about this bike again. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. I'll just take my decent light out here with me. My friend Paddy, that he done the gold bike for, dropped this over. And this is what you call a little LT50 Suzuki. It was having problems running, he couldn't get it started, and the reason actually was that it had the fuel in it had evaporated, and there's a switch on it here. Hold on, I'll get the phone right. There's a switch on it here on the petcock, if I can see what I'm doing. Hold on, need to see what I'm doing here. Ah, there it is. And you'll see on the left or right you have what they call prime, and then there's an on. There's no off on that. So the prime, what the prime does is it fills the carb up. If it's been sitting a while, the fuel evaporates out of it and it fills the carb up with fuel, and then you switch it to the normal where it just sucks as much as it needs. But the needle was sticking on that, on the carburetor, and it was giving a lot of problems that way. I did get it to run. It is running now, but it is giving a few problems with bogging, and I think it's just because the float isn't set right. It's just not letting enough fuel in. But I'll have another look at that. I will be looking at the back brakes. There isn't a brake kind on it, so I'll be looking at that. So that's good enough, and that's going to be another video for you. So that's it. Okay, so that concludes my video for this evening. I'm sorry it's not the type of video that I usually post up where I'm actually working on the bike and doing stuff, but I'm just showing you stuff that might be coming up on my channel, and you can tune in if you want. Maybe I'll just try and start the little bike for you to see how we get on. Just for the fun. Find a place to put you. Usual story, problems. Where will I put you? Put you there. What can you see? Right, you can see the bike just about. Yeah, let's give that a shot. So as you can see, the little Suzuki's running pretty good. Well, you can see the issue that it's not opening out full throttle, but it's running a lot better than it was when it first came to me. And what I figure out is wrong with that bike is there's a brand new carburetor on that, and it's not an original one, it's not an OEM. So I believe that with the Chinese ones, sometimes the jets are not the correct size, they're just a little bit off, and I think that's what's going on with that bike. It's just not getting the full power. Now these bikes are restricted. They've got a double primary jet, and they've got a little piece that's stuck in the intake of the head, but I have removed them just to see can I get the full throttle out of it. It is for its kids, so the restrictions will be going back into the bike, but it's just to make sure that I get it running right. So that's going to be probably another wee video or two on that bike. Of course, there's the blue SH50, which is almost there, so almost running properly. I think that it's having a few fuel delivery issues, which the red one gave me also when I put a new carb like that on it. So I've ordered a new on-off tap instead of a vacuum worked tap. So hopefully that's going to sort my problem. Concerning the cb125 RS, you did see a video of the sprocket cover that I had for it and the bits that it was in, and you seen that I got it put back together with JB Weld. I'm now going to get some Isopon on that, or Bondo if you like, and smooth all the cracks out and everything else, make sure it's perfect looking. And I have got some plaster of Paris here, and I've decided that I'm going to try and make a copy of this. What choice do I have? I don't have a choice. I've never done this before either. I'm just going to try it. So I've got some plaster of Paris. I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to put it in to make a mould when it's wet. When it's dry enough, after a day or two, I'll try and release the sprocket cover from that, and hopefully we'll get a good mould out of it. And then I've got some gel coat and a very light veil of fiberglass, and then I've got a thick mat of fiberglass, and with those pieces I hope to create a new cover for the bike, and hopefully I'll get 2 or 3 made. If it's a success, hopefully I'll make 2 or 3 so that someone else can have one if they're missing one. But that's all that has to be done, and that's all that's going to be coming up on my channel now in the next couple of weeks. I've just been a very busy man, and it's coming up to Christmas now, and with work and things, a lot of things need to be finished up for Christmas, so I've been busy and I've not had a lot of time to get up my little bikes, but there'll be more videos coming soon, so just to keep you informed of what's going on. Thank you folks. Please comment, subscribe if you like my videos, give me a like, and thanks for your help and advice, whoever gave me help and advice. And help and advice is always welcome. Criticism is always welcome if it's constructive criticism. Okay, see you later folks.